What's going on, guys? So today on this Shoki Power Rangers review, we're going to take a look at some more of the Legacy line. And this is, of course, Zeo Ranger Blue and Zeo Ranger Green. Yay! And if you guys are paying attention to the Shoki channel, I got these out of the awesome group of Plastic Cannibals from a good dude named Ernest. And, dude, I owe you for this. Like, I got this, and, of course, one other figure we're going to be looking at next time. But, of course, we looked at the Red Ranger before, but we got the Blue and Green. And these guys are seemingly difficult to find. It seems like they're coming out a little bit more now. However, a couple months ago, when they were supposedly out, they were nowhere to be found. So, we got very similar packaging to the Red Ranger as before. You got Spawn's Power Rangers logo there. You got an image of the individual Rangers, color-coded lightning, Rangers in plastic prisons with identical weaponry, and the Build-A-Megazord parts. You got Power Rangers Zeo. You got limited edition. You got the plastic prison from either side. And you've got the back, which has the same image as always. Well, technically not true, because this is actually from a different wave. Now here's the confusing part. So these guys, they do split the Rangers up in different ways. However, they claimed that Mr. Green here was from Wave 4. However, it's also been spotted to be in Wave 5. So it's really strange. So here we're supposed to get the Yellow Ranger and the Gold Ranger as well. However, Yellow Ranger is in its own release along with the Pink Ranger hiding over here. So the girls actually are GameStop exclusives and you have to pre-order them, which mine are. So I do believe that in a way this guy somehow got bumped over to there and vice versa. So there's kind of some wave swappage going on. And by the way, though, of course, it looks way more gold than it actually is. And of course, in this wave, you do get the red and blue Dino Thunder Rangers, and I'm still on the fence about those. Nobody really seems to care about them. Whereas you have the black one over here, and everybody definitely wants him. So, and actually, if we've looked, I think I've looked in another package somewhere that shows the White Ranger being in one of these waves. But you get the yellow Dino Thunder Ranger over in this wave, which we have not seen as of yet. And like I said, pink is over there somewhere. And then, of course, you got red, who looks very metallic there. But let's go ahead and get these guys out here and see how cool they are. Alright, guys, so here we have the Blue Ranger and the Green Ranger out here. And looking pretty good, with the exception of the knees on the Green Ranger. Bandai did the thing where they put it into the package all twisted. And as if you haven't heard me rant about this enough, look at this leg. Like, it's just horrendous. Like, you've been the leg a little bit. It was in there like this. That's how they had it in the packaging, and it is definitely bowed. You can look at his legs and just see that they're severely bowed like that. And it's just, I'm tired of it, man. I mean, like, you can see the shins are twisted inward, so the feet are always awkward. So he's always going to have to be in kind of a modified A stance just to get him to work. I mean, that's just so annoying. And I hate having to repeat myself over and over, but Bandai just doesn't care, I don't think. I mean, it's not like send me a new one. It's like, I want a brand new one, not in package, wrapped nicely, and non-warped. Is that so hard to, do? It's like, okay, so they're molded in blue or green plastic, respectively. You do get the Velveeta cheese for most of the things, and as I think I've previously discussed, I think the reason these are not painted, whereas in the promo images they are, the final plastics, I believe, are different. The soft-ish kind of yellow plastic, I think there was a problem with the paint eating at it. So this hard plastic they use for the main bodies, that is always getting the nice decent Bandai gold finish, but all these soft plastics like here, they don't. And by the way, they didn't bother painting all the way around there. It's so stupid. But I think that was a problem. I have a feeling that those were melting due to the paint, and if you're a model builder or anything like that, you definitely have seen that happen. And rather than change the plastic or this, that, and the other, to just go ahead and mold it in gold. And I think it's less offensive than the way the Gold Ranger was done. I don't see the need to necessarily totally repaint these, but if I do, I'm going to do them all together. And once again, if I can find a gold that is more bright like this, I definitely will. Now the articulation is all exactly the same. Head on a disc hinge with a ball joint. By the way, A really bad nub mark on the helmet on both of them. I do like the paint just right there for the outline of the shape, as it do. Shoulders, ratcheted. Disc hinge, this one is barely ratcheted. It just bicep rotation, double jointed elbow that doesn't go super far. No bicep rotation, rotation in the hand for the ball joint, and you've got the kind of disc hinge there for the wrist. Ab crunch, got the same limited ab crunch the Red Ranger did. It's the exact same body as the Red Ranger. You've got the hip waist rotation, T-mounted ball joints, they get you out to there. Kicks forward, doesn't kick back due to his butt. Awkward diagonal thigh cut, does what it does. Double jointed knee, that gets you to there. Still disappointing. No boot cut, which of course you guys know I prefer that. Foot swivel on the ankle for ankle tilts, plus the ratchets for that. These don't seem to be particularly bad on the ratchets like some of the others, but of course with the calf or the knee being so curved, that's the problem. Especially on the green. Blue is definitely not as bad. His packaging, he was actually in a fairly neutral stance. He wasn't anything ridiculous. And his ratchets both work better than that one. I think they just mass produce these things so quickly they don't care. But I mean, you got to think, this is all painted. See, look at that. He won't even hold himself up on his own foot there. So this is all painted with the gold and the white here. So that's where I'm hesitant to repaint this part. Like I said, if I can match this gold specifically, I will definitely paint all the other things. Now, they do come, of course, with their weapons. You get the little Zeo Saber that's curved and doesn't have an extendable blade, so it's actually a usable sword. And you've got the little water gun, as it were. And just stick that in the things, because essentially you're probably never going to actually have them armed up, but who knows. I forget, I know there was an issue here, but it fits in the holster, but just like it's slippery. That's about as good as it's gonna get. Quiet, computer, you're supposed to be asleep. So you can give them their weapons. What's funny is with those weapons like that, they almost look like police. Like, I've got my baton, I've got my gun. And, of course, same thing for Mr. Green here. Put the gun in his hand, and the firefighter gun. Yay, pew pew, pew pew. They're not really meant for holding guns, but I guess the soft plastic is pliable enough that they can do it. I really do wish they had something with their, like, our actual Zeo weapons. They weren't super, like, anything super special, but at least they had them, you know? Let's see here. Let's see if I can really jack these legs straight up and down. Okay. Now, I'm scared for when the girls come out, because the girls had some of the worst joints, because the legs are so much narrower, the arms are so much skinnier that the plastics can truly, like, twist on it. Alright, so I forgot who had who here. All of a sudden, I totally forgotten. I believe that Mr. Green Ranger came with the Build-A-Figure for the Zeo Megazord. So he came with the main torso bit. It looks pretty good. We'll definitely take a look at the full-on Megazord when we get there. But basic things, you got a head on a ball joint, and you have a swivel, and you have a really, really bad paint job. Like, really crappy plastic. The eyes are at least painted here, but they didn't bother painting the eyes on the bull. That really does annoy me. So that's that part. Set it over here. And then we also have the left arm of the Zeo Megazord that goes with Mr. Blue. Of course, previously we've gotten the right arm that came with Mr. Red. And speaking of Mr. Red, we'll go ahead and bring him out so we can see all the Zeo boys together for right now. Come on, stay. What is it? This leg is just like, no, I don't want to stand straight. You will stand straight. Come on, Rocky. He's like, I'm so mad about being blue now. I don't want to stand straight. Okay, we'll bring in the leader, Mr. Tommy here. Zeo Ranger 5, red. So those guys all look good together. And then, of course, just to go ahead and outshine all of them, bring in my custom painted Gold Ranger that I was accused of putting in too much effort or something along there, doing it the hard way. Either way. So if you got all these guys, they do look very alien, kind of, in comparison to like Mighty Morphin, but they do look good together. I like the set, and that's basically all I'm going for. And, you know, I'm hesitant to get a whole lot more, and I've said it before. Zeo is one of my favorite series, and this is one of the only ones that I think I stand a chance of actually getting all of them with the Build-A-Figure. So that's the only real reason I'm doing it. Now, I'm not really keen on maybe getting all the Dino Thunders. I do want at least a couple of them. But I don't know, it might be worth getting all of those too, just for fun, and it might be the last wave of Legacy figures we ever get. So, it is what it is. Now, of course, it'd be great to get a Lord Drakon, but I don't know anybody going to Power Morphicon that can actually let me get one, or I'll just have to buy one for like $900 when they come out, because that's what people are going to be selling for. Anyways, that's it for the Zeo Ranger Green and Blue review. If you guys like what I do here, you like Power Ranger stuff, give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you're new here. We're knocking on the door of 1900 as of filming this video, which means we're knocking on the door of 2000, which I'm honestly impressed that you guys like me that much. Of course, if you like me even more, go ahead and join the Patreon right down here on the screen. Become a Patreoneer today, like John, Andy, Steve, and Colby have. Help support the channel and also dictate a little bit of what I actually do. And if you want any of the Shoki merch, boom, right here on the screen, you get all the t-shirts and such. And of course, if you buy any of those things now between the end of May, all of that goes towards the Lupus for Lupus charity, which, if you need any information, is up here in the little corner. And, you know, you can buy stuff over there. You can join in on the contest, whatever you want to do, as long as you give to a good charity. But I'll catch you guys on the next review. And remember, as always, morphin' time.